Well, good afternoon, YouTube. How are you fine folks today? I have not been well. And that's why you haven't seen any videos from me in the last few weeks. I injured my knee. And it was pretty bad. I couldn't walk for 2 weeks at all. Couldn't put any pressure on my right leg. It was ridiculous. My own fault, I guess. I don't know. I've got a knee problem, right? I mean, some of you know that because I've mentioned it before, which is why I wasn't going off-road too much before I sold the CRF 250L. So knowing I've got a knee problem, I've really got to try to take care of it, right? But, sometimes you think you are, and it turns out you slip up. I was doing a workout, and I was doing a roundhouse kick to my double end bag, which is a little 7-inch inflated bag strung up between two bungees, floor to ceiling, at about head height. Anyway, so I did it with my lead leg, and I don't do a lot of roundhouse kicks with my lead leg. So that meant I had to pivot on my right leg, and that's the knee that's the problem one. And so I felt a little pain there, a little danger pain. And I thought, gee, I hope it's going to be okay. So I toned it down for the rest of the workout and thought, yeah, it'll be all right. Later in the day, the tendons in the back of the knee, oh man, they were sensitive. It's like they were in spasm. I could hardly walk. And then it just got worse from there. So for a week, if I had to walk, I used a cane and leaned heavily on it. And then I thought, boy, it's getting not too bad. I'm getting to the point where I can put weight on it now. And, gee, I think I'm okay to put my boots on and go for a ride. Stupid ass. And so I was just adjusting my boot, and I guess I moved wrong. I torqued it just a tiny bit, and then I heard this pop, and the pain through the roof, right? And I thought, oh shoot, I really screwed it now. And it was bad enough that I went to emergency. It was on a weekend. Unfortunately, they couldn't do a thing other than guess at what was wrong. They couldn't manipulate it too much because of the pain. And they refused to do a MRI, which is the only visual tool they got to see the soft tissue. Instead, they did an X-ray, which, of course, didn't show anything. And they said, oh, in emergency, we're not allowed to use MRIs for soft tissue. And I said, well, isn't that what it's best at? Still couldn't get it done. So they sent me off on my merry way with a pair of ill-fitted crutches. So, yeah, that was me for the next almost 2 weeks. Was on crutches. It was awful. However, I kind of got in touch with my body, and I told my brain, hey, heal this. You can do it. And so I started there, and then as I could put a little bit of weight on it, I exercised judiciously, just to mobilize the flow of stuff to heal it, and it really started to heal fast from that point on. And so now I'm obviously not on crutches anymore. I can walk more or less normal. I just can't torque the knee to the slightest. So it's still got to go through, I think, maybe 3 or so weeks more healing. But obviously I'm well enough to ride. I figured I'd better ride today because the weather is going to turn south. It's gonna get cold. Right now it's about almost 4 degrees, which is pretty good. Pretty good for mid-December or almost mid-December. Every year is different. Anyway, the bike's been sitting there, right, for 3 weeks, so I started it up once, halfway through, and when I went to start it today, it didn't want to start. I had to finesse the throttle to get it going, which shouldn't really be on this bike. However, that's the problem I had when I stored it the previous winter. I overwintered it completely, did it the right way, didn't start it at all. Tried to start it in spring and there's no way. Had to get it to the shop and have them do it. Took them almost an hour. Almost brand new bike. Kind of weird, I thought. And they said, oh, it's an anomaly, it won't happen again. That's just like 1 in a million. An injector probably got clogged. Yeah, well, did it again after just a couple weeks. Anyway, it's a dreary day, as you can see. It rained all last night. And it's a good job it didn't turn to snow, through the night. There's Knox Mountain. Lovely place to hike that mountain. So I'm having to be really careful with this knee, of course, because it's only like halfway healed, I think. And I just can't risk moving wrong and then torquing it, I figured I might have, that popping sound usually is a tendon that's getting torn. But I figured I also injured the meniscus. So, kind of double duty injury, I think. Man, this COVID thing, people are getting so antsy about it, and I mean, maybe we'll see the end of the pandemic probably by summer. I don't know. Would be nice, eh? We at the moment are in a lockdown. Well, lockdown, I don't know. It's not really a lockdown. That's the wrong word. It's restrictions on what you can do. One of the things that affects us the most at this time of year is Christmas get-togethers. Normally, we would have our son, his wife, and 2 kids come over at Christmas, or we'd go over at their place, either one, take turns, and have a good time. But this year, that's now against the law. It's against the law here in British Columbia at the moment to have anyone over your house who is not living there, even if they're family. So that's pretty harsh, but I understand. We'll go with it. But it does make for a different Christmas. Yeah, they had that restriction for a couple weeks ending December 7, and then on December 7 they decided to extend it until January 7th. Of course, they're hoping that it'll flatten that curve, as they say, but it seems to be going up regardless. And I suspect it'll get worse before it gets better through the latter part of December and January and February maybe. But hopefully this vaccine will help. Hopefully it's not going to be problems with that. And then maybe, like I say, by the summer will we be back to normal, I wonder? Will the normal ever be the same again? Well, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I think that's about it for this video. So I just wanted to touch bases and tell you where the heck I've been, what's been going on, why I haven't been doing videos. So you guys, you take care. You have fun, eh? Ride safe. Catch you on another video.